As you can tell, you see it on dealing with.
Tell me what we're going to talk about.
Everything.
Is there like a key point somewhere?
I don't know.
Usually there is, but not today.
Yeah, I saw the board on the floor over there.
Yes.
Hello, YouTube and Instagram. Again, thank you for being here. It's September 10th, and we're about to get started. For you football fans, thank you for watching. I know it's a bit, y'all are anxious to see.
What's on tonight?
We're with the Cowboys and Giants.
At
what time?
7:30.
It should be at 7:30.
They can watch a little bit. And they
can watch a little bit. Yeah, so for the football fans.
So the Cowboys and who tonight?
And the Giants.
And then what else? Anything
well,
else?
then that's it. Yeah, that's it. But then we have Monday Night Football tomorrow.
Tomorrow is
yes, the Chargers and the Broncos, right?
And then
I forgot. I don't care. If it's not the Cowboys, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I know the Cowboys game is
sorry,
today.
they're gonna lose.
Maybe we'll see.
But it's not.
Hey,
really
that was a
anything
surprise.
new. It's not anything new.
That was
though.
a surprise upset with the Patriots.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that was damn good.
That was a surprise upset.
Yes.
So before we get into anything else, we'd simply like to acknowledge that our thoughts and prayers are with Florida and the Caribbean Islands. There you go. The Caribbean Islands, you guys are suffering through the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic in history. So for all of you that may be watching as you're riding it out, thanks for joining in. Stay safe, be smart, be careful, and our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Yes.
So Sunday Night Football, Cowboys are on. I'd like to be watching it, but I get the strain to watch tonight. 2 more episodes, tonight's episode, next, and the season finale, the series finale next Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. Then Fear the Walking Dead starts tonight. Yeah. And that's another one I gotta watch.
Yeah, there's so much going on this weekend. It's ridiculous, but
I think we pointed that out on Instagram. Somebody kept, one of the team kept making posts. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, yes. Well, as far as on TV,
Well, I mean, it's starting to hit the fall, so all the fall shows are coming back too.
But so if you have a DVR, hopefully you have a DVR, you can record all those and watch them later.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of DVR, are you gonna drop Netflix? To switch over to Disney for the Marvel and Disney stuff, or are you gonna keep it?
No, I'm gonna keep the Netflix.
I wouldn't drop it. I wouldn't drop it at all.
I actually saw something that T-Mobile. I want to say T-Mobile is working on a deal with Netflix to where if you have a specific plan on T-Mobile that you get your Netflix subscription for free. The way that AT&T subscribers got the free HBO with DirecTV.
And access to concert tickets.
But for how long though? That's the whole point. I hate when they make these deals and they only give you 3 months. That's no fun. Yeah. You want to get a nice deal that's going to give you a lot of entertainment, at least for a year, especially if you've been a long time member of T-Mobile. As myself, I've been a member for T-Mobile 12 years, and yet I can't get the same deals
as the new people.
I mean, I don't know. That's just me.
Again, that's business. They're just trying to entice, people to come over.
If it is business, then think about the people who stuck with you for such a long time.
The thing
Give me a discount, 10%.
Well, no, but the thing is, you got to think business like any marriage or any, for us, girlfriend. It's like, they're going to do anything to get you, to marry them. And then finally, then when you finally marry them,
once they have
they're like, okay, no more head, no more, okay, all that's gone.
Okay. Now that I've got the cow, why do that? No, I get that.
It's funny that women use that analogy. Now that you got the cow, you want the milk for free. And
That's all I ever hear, though. I don't consider myself a cow. I might be fluffy, but I'm not a cow.
But the men tend to revert everything back towards sex, and so it's a good analogy. It always seems to hit on every topic, for me.
Well, that's because we're human and we're physically, emotionally driven.
So that's why
That's
why I always say, you got to think of business just like
a relationship.
It's just like a relationship.
Okay, well then I'm unhappy with this relationship, and they need to offer me something for free. If I'm
amen to that.
Yes.
Come on. Did you see? I need a new phone. Mine's acting up. The Note 8 is going to be $980.
Wow, my neighbor wasn't kidding. He was talking to me the other day, and he was telling me that he had a dinosaur phone. And I was just like, really? And he's like, man, I'm not paying $900 for a phone. I'm like, they're about $600. I guess not.
No, it's $980. And the thing is, yes, okay, I get it. They dropped the whole deal where you get a free phone when you renew your contract, and now they did it reverse. I think that was a big old scam. I'd rather have my free phone.
Me
because, oh my God, I'm not $900. Yes, I know it's processed.
But all y'all have
But
Samsung,
come
right?
on.
Yeah, but like
Apple's
I
more.
have, I have the
Yeah.
7, and when I got the 7, I was like one of the last ones at Sprint to be able to get the 2-year contract price. I have an old plan that doesn't exist anymore, and now if I try and do a 2-year contract price again, there's a $50 surcharge.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make it worth it, but it's because that's where they make all the money off, is off of the phones.
No.
That's why all of the plans, the prices are dropping so much, because you end up paying just as much, because you're paying $20, $30 per month for the phone. If you have
I love the way they say
multiple lines.
it's only an additional $25 a month until you pay it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like, that's $980. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because thinking in a year, you're paying, let's see what, about $275 a year. So if you're paying, and it's $900, this is going to take you that's like a car note for a small phone. It's a phone note.
Yeah, well, like,
but what
when
can
I
we
got
ever do without
the
this
7,
phone, right?
That's
I
why it's
think
called the
I
Note
paid
8.
300.
Note 8.
When I got the 7, I think I paid $300 with the 2-year contract price, but that's it. It's mine. Like, I don't have to give it up when I want to switch it out, or if I want to switch companies. Like, it's my phone.
Yeah.
You know, if it's broken,
Well,
I can do whatever I want with
yeah,
it.
but that's if you lease
But,
it. Yeah.
I know they're bringing back the
but
flip
now with
phones
the
now, right?
leases,
I keep
is
hearing that.
you pay
No, I
that
saw 'em.
$20 a month
Yeah.
for 2 years, so that's already twice as much. And if you haven't paid the phone off and you upgrade, you have to give it back.
Yeah.
You don't get to keep the phone anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So do they have, we're talking cars and phones. So like cars, do they have a leasing program where you can lease the phone for a year and then
Yeah.
upgrade?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But you have to
That's-
give it back.
yeah.
That's
Before-
fine. Give me the new phone.
Yeah, what are you going to do with the old phone?
Yeah.
It goes into a bin of crap that
Well, what
I
I-
have over the
Well,
years.
what I've done is I've given my phone to other people. Like, I'll
There's a
upgrade and
program
then
for
somebody
the
else.
military
Yeah.
who need new phones, and they wipe your memory and they put in new technology and they ship it to the servicemen overseas, and they can use the phone for a while and they pay as you go, but they need the phone.
Well, see, my thing is this: if I'm going to lease a phone for a year and then upgrade for the next year for the next upgrade, I need to be absolutely sure you've wiped everything from my phone, because my hesitation has always been, yeah, you're telling me you wiped it and I give you my old phone, but you're still data mining it. That's my hesitation.
I think everybody data mines though.
Well,
Even
yeah,
on your
everybody
computer,
does.
on your TV,
But
everybody
the thing
does.
is, when it comes to technology and anything that you download, okay, you got to keep in mind that a phone is just like a computer. It's, there's memory that's stored in your phone. So if any hacker can get it, they can still find information that's in your phone. They may say it's wiped away. It's never wiped away.
It's never wiped
It's
away.
never wiped away.
It's in the black orifice of the
like
internet.
for example, the greatest, one of the greatest things is when you use autocorrect. If you ever do autocorrect on a computer, well, guess what? Every time you say autocorrect and all that, guess what?
learns your words.
It learns. But the thing is, it stores your old file, because it throws this one away. It puts this one in the back burner and gives you this new one. So all these other ones that you're using get stored away, and that's what people don't know. You think you wiped it, but no. All it does is just archived. That's all it is. So a great hacker.
It goes back to what you guys
Yeah.
said. It's a business. They're learning everything they can about you, what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like for example, I've been looking for an SUV. All of a sudden, I'm seeing commercials. I'm seeing things on my phone about SUVs, and I'm like, okay, that's creepy. But I already know, so I'm like, okay, well.
Well, see, I don't like that. I don't like that a search, even if I'm logged off Facebook or whatever, if I just search for something in Google, it automatically comes up in Facebook, and I'm like, man, I don't
And
like
you start
that.
seeing the ads for
Oh.
that.
Well,
But that's the thing. It's like you said, it's business. It's like a marriage. They want to know everything about you in order to get you to buy certain products that they have connections to.
Even the info they need.
Yeah.
You know who pisses me off about that? The Bradford Exchange. Ever since I bought you that item, right? I've been getting nothing but marine stuff. Marine after marine. I was like, damn, dude. I bought one thing. It's nothing but, I'll show you all the stuff that I got. I was like, hey, check this out. No, but it was kind of cool. I said, well, you know what? I found something for my brother. Okay, cool. I'll buy that. You know what? I think Lewis would like that. It's like.
But see, that's what they're counting on. They're counting on you. Oh, look, I already bought the item, but that looks cool.
But I only bought one thing. I was like, shit. But they're sending me all this United States Marine stuff. Like, God, man. I only bought one jacket.
Yeah, well, but that's what they're counting on.
Whatever.
That's what they're counting on. I don't know. I just think it's silly. The prices on things have gone up so much.
Well, you know, it's interesting. That's an interesting spin-off to something we're going to talk about tonight. We were talking about it a little bit in the car, is that last show we were talking about the price of statues. Prime 1's new Swamp Thing is $1,600. What else? First Four Figures has made a price jump for their quarter scale from $350 to $400 to now it's $525, $550. So they're hovering in the Sideshow price range. And then this week, PCS, Pop Culture Shock, announced their new Ultimate Akuma in quarter scale. And the crazy thing is, it's $900, the price of the 1/3 Akuma that we had here on the show. $900 for a quarter scale, where collectors just paid $900 for the 1/3 scale, and now you want to charge us this. The base lights up, it comes with extra little hands and accessories. I would say, I was supposed to go back and count it, but I didn't. I would say it's about like 10 little extra items and the light up base. And I feel like they're justifying it that's the
because
value.
it lights up?
Yeah.
No.
And it has the accessories.
Oh, no.
No.
And so I'm very concerned about that because, you know, I love collecting. I try to collect definitively where I find a piece and then I get rid of all the other little pieces that I don't need because this is the definitive piece. And so with Akuma, I have the original Shin Akuma. So even though I have the 1/3, I'm kind of set. I've got the original one, but I do like this new Ultimate Akuma that's coming out, but not for $900.
I just don't understand where they're forgetting their base. Like I was telling you in the
saying.
car, they're forgetting that the people who love collecting and we're geek culture, we've done it since we were young. We're not going anywhere. We're going to buy things. We're going to do things. But what they're counting on, in my opinion, is all this new fluctuation of millennials and other people who all of a sudden, oh, I like that too. I'm going to go there. But they're not here to stay. It's a fad for them. They're going to go. They're going to like something. They're going to buy something. Fine. Okay. And then they're going to go. They're going to grow, I guess, and leave the geek culture world. We're not. So I know prices, and if you're telling me a statue like this is $900, even though a statue like this that I just bought was $900, that's gonna really upset me.
Red flag.
With the company itself, and then I'm gonna say, do I want to stay with that? Do I want to go look at another product? You know, I get it. It takes time and labor and effort to make something. But also remember that we're the ones who put you there. We're the ones who are buying your products. Like, how many spawns have I collected? I didn't go and spend a fortune. I took my time with it because I love it. Over years, I keep coming back to the same company because I love it. But I'm not going to do it if you start messing with me just to appease the people who are coming in for a little while.
But for me, I kind of, I'm going to revert back to what you and I used to talk about. I think what they're trying to do is circumvent what's going on the internet, especially eBay. You know, because the thing is, you buy something, well, then someone will then resell it, resell it at a higher price. So to avoid that, I think what they're trying to do is price it out. You know, okay, so that way they can avoid that seller to sell it back on eBay.
But see, that's and I get that point. I get it. I've seen people who, let's just use the product that I like a lot, and it's a little warmer. Okay, I buy the warmer, it cost me $40. And then it goes away for the month. That was the warmer for the month. And then all of a sudden I see it on eBay or Amazon 3 times more than what it was. But that's the whole point of eBay and Amazon. It's a secondary market. Do not compare yourself to that, because I am not going to go for my collectible to a secondary market. I want it. I don't know about you, but I like seeing the logo on the side of my box when it comes in saying it's from this company. I want it brand spanking new. I want it to smell new. I do not want to go to Amazon where I know, okay, it might have been open, it's not new, and they're going to charge me 3 or maybe even 1 time more. Why would I do that? So don't, as a major corporation of toys, don't compare yourself to Amazon and eBay. That's someone else selling. That's a different market. You're messing with my ability to buy from you. Because then I'm going to turn around and go to Amazon and say, well, one of these guys have to have an auction where it's going to be cheaper and affordable for me to buy.
It would be interesting to find out what the actual mindset was, because initially I felt like Sideshow initiated that. They started raising their prices to take a bite out of that secondary market, because that's what collectors were doing. Collectors were coming in, buying multiple of one statue and then going and flipping it. But that's how the market works. So I felt like Sideshow felt they were leaving money on the table, so they raised the prices to try to curb that. And when it's under $700, there's still a market out there. But when you price something at $900, it's going to be kind of hard to sell a quarter scale statue at $1,800.
And what they don't understand is even though they're raising the prices, doesn't stop that guy from coming in and buying 10 or 20 of them and still turning around and doing it. It's not changing that, because I still see it. I mean, it might be less, but it's still there.
But again, you know, it's like there could be all sorts of reasons, because with the saturation of Comic-Cons, well, you're starting to see a lot more artists. You're starting to see a lot more production, like say Sideshow, Prime One. They're going out to the Comic-Cons and they're getting exposed. So now that they're exposed and they're a popular brand, well, now they become a name brand. So, i.e., like these clothing, like now these clothing stores, you know, like now these clothing stores, like say Ralph Lauren or Money Exchange or something like that. Well, you see how their clothes are freaking out, you know,
outrageous.
You're
outrageous.
yeah,
so now you're paying for the name. So and then again, it could be all types of reasons.
It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
You know, it's supply and demand, and it's fine. I get it. Like, the Deadpool toy that we had, I love that thing. But I wasn't paying $130. That was
well,
too
that's
much.
Those guys right there.
Yeah,
Each one of those.
But I'm glad I got it less. But here's what I don't get: when you go to all these shows, right? I'm the type of collector. Do not take it out of the box. You know, I get to take it out of the box. So when I'm at the shows, to me, that's for me to see what's there and to order it. But if you're turning around and you're selling it for, like, let's say the turtle there, $900, but it's opened, it's already out of the box, I don't want to pay $900 because technically it's not new and it's been opened. Why should I do that? And these companies who are now showing up at Comic-Con themselves are saying, oh no, it's still $900. Well, no, then you better have a box underneath the table to give me brand spanking new.
And that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to open up one. Say, hey, because that way, because people want to see it. They're like, well, what does it look like? You know, so you want to see it, you want to be able to feel it, you want to be able to, you know, like.
See, that's what I thought Comic-Con was all about.
Yeah.
For me to go see it, for me to feel it, for me to say, oh, look, the little sword comes off, something like that. But not for me to walk away with it like that. I want the box. I want you to take it out, you know, and here you go. This is what you're paying almost $1,000 for.
Exactly, and that's what when Lewis started this, that's what his intention was. Just like, oh wow, there it is. There it is. Okay, this is where you can get it. We have it, brand new. Here you go.
And that's what happened at the last Comic-Con that we were at. Is we did that. We offered that benefit to the consumer, courtesy of the company Toink. We had the Deadpool on display, and people loved it. They're like, oh, this is what it looks like out of the box. And we sent them over to Toink, and Toink, they cleaned up. They sold out of all the Deadpool. They sold up probably 20, 25 Deadpools at that show.
You're welcome.
Yeah, right? because we had it on display.
And there's people that came by and they looked at it and they're like, oh, it's this one? It's the same one? And seeing it on the box, they didn't realize they were having it there to look at.
But the packaging does it, because you got that plastic and it's just...
It's the 4-color box with just that front window.
Yeah. It's a layer. That's why we never put, and I'll show you after the show, there's pictures that I've been coming across online that even XM Studios over in Singapore, they're doing a STGCC right now, which you can see pictures on Facebook on our page. But their display has really gone down, not in a bad way, but it's very minimal. They have a pedestal, but it's hollow in the middle. It's just a stand, and then the top, and then they have the statue, and they don't have anything covered. So they take out that layer. But the other thing that they did is it looks like they closed off their booth so that you couldn't get in. You can get around it and take pictures, but you can't actually get up close and look at it. And
I would have a problem with that as a consumer. I would want to get at least this far away from it where I can at least look at the detail. But that's the type of person I am. You know, I want to see the details. Does it, like, if the skin looks what it's supposed to? I don't know. If I'm going to pay that much money, I want to look at the details. So for them to block it off like that, I think it's a disservice to themselves.
Well, you know, I thought it was interesting. I saw the yellow ropes and I was like, man, excuse me, I was like, do they have it blocked up or what? So, but I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know what the actual story is, but that's how it looked. I mean, again, the way we did it, we put velvet ropes up so there was an arm distance between you and the statue. You know, we don't want you touching it, but we want you to see it so that you can decide, you know, I like that, the paint looks good, you ask questions.
That, and more than to keep people away from the statues, our ropes are more to control the flow of traffic, since we let people get so close.
And if people like to walk through the booth and
do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, and then you got the kids, and then you got the kids. Hey, look, mommy, look.
Yeah, I don't want that. Wait, please don't let your kids do that. Please don't.
See, now back to PCS. The thing with them is I kind of feel like they don't know their market, because I've sat there and I've watched PCS both on the secondary market and the trading market, you know, which is Facebook and the statue groups, and their products are trading underneath their retail value, their newer stuff. Now their older stuff is trading above retail value, but their newer stuff is below it. So if you were a savvy consumer, you would just wait, you know, pre-order day comes up, man, I'll get it later. You know, oh, we only have 4 left in stocks, I'll get it later. You know why? Because a lot of collectors are selling for less than retail. I've seen that with a couple of pieces. So, you know, when you raise your prices, you need to know your market. Hey, are people really paying $900? And I imagine that they're sitting there and they're like, you know what, I don't care that it doesn't hold its value 2 years from now because I made my $900. Yeah, but we're talking about the core collectors, which they're screwing over.
Yeah.
You're screwing over the core collectors to get your money to get that new consumer. Yeah. When we've been here 10, 15 years, we helped build that company. So
yeah, I hope they change their minds and maybe see that we're not the ones that still like watching movies and reading the books and the comic books. We're gonna like it all the way till we're old. And the new wave that's coming in due to Comic-Con and the Marvel movies coming out, that's great. You know, it gave us more of a platform to get better things. But don't forget that some of us can't afford all that, and we need to keep it in the budget in order to enjoy everything that's going to be out there.
Well, we may be partially to blame for that too, because I mean, when you look at our set, we vary from you know, 1,500 to a couple of hundred to 400 or 500, a grand, 2,500. It just varies. So they may look at that and be like, well, they can afford a $2,500 statue. They can afford $900.
Which took us a long time to save for.
But
again, imagine how much more we would have to offer our followers if they would work with us and understand that our followers, maybe we have a couple of new ones, but we certainly have a base for a long time that are not going to go away, who are constantly going to buy from whatever company that we have the toy from. We're not going to, you know, suddenly say, okay, I'm bored. You know, something new that's going to come out, we're just going to move on, because that's what this new wave is going to create. You know, they're going to get, okay, I've done the Comic-Con, I've done it once, twice, okay, I'm good. And they're not going to come back. And the numbers have shown that. So the only one that the numbers keep being steady is San Diego. That's it.
Well, those fluctuate too, because last year and the year before were lower years than previous years. But San Diego enacted new procedures for ticketing. You know, there was electronic. So the years have passed where you can get in on somebody else's passes because they're only going for one day.
People hated that.
Yeah, that's going the way of the dinosaurs. And a lot of other conventions around the nation need to adapt that policy. And then, you know, then you can start getting a consistency in your numbers. And so when you're trying to attract sponsors and vendors and stuff, you have a consistent number instead of fluctuating from, we were 100,000 last year, we're 85,000 this year, we may get 150,000 next year. It's like,
I wonder if they, I hope, well, I don't wonder, but I hope they keep that into account, that the numbers are fluctuating. 85,000 to 120,000 in 1 year is a big difference in market. So what can they do to keep those people, the ones we keep saying it's a flow, to come back? The stars are only gonna attract people so much.
You know, it's funny that you said that, because one of the conventions I like the talent that they bring, Rhode Island Comic Con, but you know, they just announced somebody else today. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was a big name star, and I know the previous stars they announced, and I'm like, that's just a lot of stars. You're not giving the consumer room to breathe. You know, you're gonna have to be selective of who you want to get an autograph from. And usually, you know, and I've been there, when I go, I'd like to get an autograph from just about everybody. I mean, I want to meet that person, I want to meet that person. And then with the experience that I had at Fan Expo this year, where a lot of celebrities weren't doing meets and greets, you know, I wanted to go out and be like, hey, it was nice to meet you. No, they don't even want your time anymore. You're not paying, don't talk to me. It's like, damn, dude.
Well, I had a huge problem with that. You know, I love movies just like the next person. And comic books and books. I mean, God, if I were to meet Stephen King, I would love to shake his hand and say, thanks for entertaining me and getting me scared once in a while. But what bothered me last time I went to Comic-Con is the fact that No one would shake anybody's hand even when they were walking around. That bothers me because we, the consumer, are the ones who are putting you where you are. We're the ones watching your TV. We're the ones buying your stuff. We're the ones making you famous.
So who didn't shake your hand at your little...
That I'm a little TikTok. Can I say it? Z Nation. I was with, I went, it was last year's Comic-Con, not this year's. The whole panel of Z Nation was there. I am in love with this sci-fi geeky show. I wanted, and all of them were there, so I thought, oh my god, if I can just get a group picture, that would be so awesome. They wouldn't lower, it's $40 each actor. So I said, hey, if I want a picture of all of you, can y'all give me a discount or something? No, they wouldn't. I'm like, seriously? Not even for your biggest fan? Because there was no one in the line except me? I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it didn't distract me from watching the show, but it did make me understand that these guys who are in the show, it might be a B-flick show in my opinion, and it's not a lot of people know about it, but you're still making more money than me. So $40, I get it, but how about when someone asks you for a group picture that's a really avid fan, you drop the price a little bit. I mean, these are the fans that put you there in the first place. You know, it's the same thing with Walking Dead. I've seen some of the actors of Walking Dead on TV where they actually stop and shake someone's hand and sign their autograph. Come on, Walking Dead, C Nation.
Aaron, Ross Marquand. I got a hug at Comic-Con. Like, just randomly. One of my friends wanted to go see him, so I went with her and was like, oh, hi. And I was like, I've never met you before, but hi.
Yeah, and I get it. You know, in all fairness, I understand that actors have to be careful. You never know who's going to come up behind you or what their intentions are. But my intentions were clear. I was in line and I wanted a picture, and I formed no threat, you know, but to me, after I saw that, and then I saw how other panelists there of actors or directors were acting, I was like, dude, Comic-Con's supposed to be fun, not just for me, but also you. So you can see how the fans are reacting to what your project is. So why the gloomy face, man?
It's almost the same thing with that, is that a lot of celebrities and even artists are weary of the consumer, because a lot of consumers, a group of consumers, are opportunists. You know, some of us, again, are the hardcore collectors. We want to get a specific 8x10 or an item signed by that person and have it in our collection. Others are seeing the opportunity of, all right, I'm going to get 5 of these signs and I can flip them for twice the price that I paid for them. And so, unfortunately, because of how evil money is, they're more to side on the side of caution than to be open and just say, all right, here you go, have a nice day, next.
Yeah, and I understand your point completely, but when you see a real fan, like someone who has one thing, you know, be nice to that person. Come on. I'm not going to let that go, Diego. I'm like, there was no one in the line.
No, so I have an image of Ace Ventura. You remember when he goes and tries to, when he's looking for the Joe, and he goes to that player. I'm thinking of that. You remember that one?
Yeah. I remember that scene.
Oh my god.
Hey, we put the right two on the right couch. There's 2 people that just won't let shit go. She won't let that go, and he won't let Furious go.
I have proof. I met Joy Coy, the comedian. Okay, he actually stopped and took a selfie with me and said, thanks for coming out and being patient. And I was like, I love you, you're so funny, I hope you the best, and I hope whatever, and that was it. I didn't take but 5 seconds out of his day, and he was stopping to talk to everybody.
Celebrities like that are few and far between.
Yeah.
I mean, we met Carl Urban. He was at the booth. He shook our hand. He came in.
Yeah. Way taller than I thought.
He started to geek out, and then he moved on.
But the thing is, I blame the handler on that one.
Yeah, I blame the handler.
It's always the handler's fault. It's always the handler's fault.
Yeah.
Look, if what I appreciated about him coming to our booth is that when we told him that you were going to auction off the...
Not auction, give it away.
Give it away, I'm sorry, I apologize. He signed it. That was cool of him, because he knows that we were trying to do something nice, we're going to give it away, but hey, added bonus when we give it away if it had your signature on it as Judge Dredd.
He liked it. If it lit up, I think I would have sold it to him.
We need electricity cords.
We're working on it. I got a plan.
Like, plug it lit up. I don't know, but that would be cool.
But that was cool. But yours was a much cooler story. You know, I've had experiences like that. When I met David Prowse, everything I put on his table, he's like, oh, I like that. I want that on my table. And it was funny. I put the helmet on his table. I want that. Leave that here. Okay. Brought out the Darth Vader stuff. Hey, I like that. Leave that here. And then the handler came over. He's like, but you're not going to have space. He's like, he's leaving it here. I was like, yeah, okay. So it's always the handler that...
Yes, but see, right there, he's going to leave it here, whatever. That's when you tell your handler as a star, hey, give me some room. I'm not saying to tell them to, you know, back off. I'm just saying give yourself room, because you know you wouldn't be up there without your fans. You know, I don't know. I just think that CamelCon should be about the fans interacting with these actors who are portraying these awesome characters. It's not about your headshot costing $40, man. In fact, in my opinion, they shouldn't be charging at all. They should be saying, hey, take a picture with me and watch my next movie. Isn't that the whole point of you being there, is to sell yourself for the next movie?
A minimal cost, but you know, the same thing can be said about artists. The price for prints and original works is just
no kidding.
Crazy. It's out of there. It's up in the realm of statues and cell phones and everything else. I mean,
hey, that's why I'm married to an artist. He can just draw me whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, you tried to take some of his art already. So.
I have, but you won't let me have it.
No.
I probably got to pay $50 for it.
No, it'll be a birthday gift. There we go. But no, I agree. I just, you know, I know we're probably going to get feedback on this, but come on, actors, lower your headshots to something more reasonable, because like know the economy
like
is
$10?
not that great.
You know, like just $10 just to take a picture, or like,
or how about this? The fact that most actors now won't even take a selfie with you, because they say that sometimes people say, oh, well, that's no good, let's take another one. Okay, right there, that's the fault of the person. You better be good. If you have like Robert De Niro next to you, don't let your hand shake, take the picture, say thank you, and move on.
That's it. So that's what I was going to say. They need to come down to a reasonable cost, and they need to streamline the process. I think we might have talked about it on the show, but they really need to streamline the photo op.